So now, why would you spend $100 million on a veteran quarterback who compiles stats, no question, in Kirk Cousins, Washington, Minnesota, and then at number 8 in the draft, and I saw a clip of the general manager, Fontenot, talking to Arthur Blank, the owner of Atlanta, and I don't know, even as of now, if Arthur Blank understands why the Falcons picked Michael Penix.
Yeah, that was an interesting run on the quarterbacks. I mean, you mentioned why the Broncos do what they did with Bo Nix, because there was clearly a run, and there was clearly a level 1 and then like a level 2 that we'll see get underway tonight. With Jordan Travis, maybe. Where's he projected, Paul? I don't even know.
Jordan Travis is like fourth round.
So tonight will be like Michael Pratt and who else? A couple of other guys, maybe.
Rattler.
I want to keep forgetting Spencer Rattler.
If you're the agent of those two guys, you're pretty thrilled.
I would say Rattler and Pratt are the only ones who go tonight.
So you see why there's a run on those guys for those teams that needed quarterbacks, but I think it just got expedited when you have Michael Penix all of a sudden go when he's not expected to go. That just I think put everybody took everybody aback a little bit, and so that was shocking to see him go. And then I think the Vikings were taking somebody either way, but that certainly changed. Like I don't know if Bo Nix goes where he went if Penix doesn't get drafted right there by Atlanta.
Only Denver knows that.
Yeah, only Denver knows that. But I do think that's kind of the curveball we saw that maybe helped further lead to Bo Nix. But regardless, that was shocking and makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I've seen Falcons fans, and not really many at all, but try to justify it and then just give up halfway through or try to spin it and just get shouted down because it's utter stupidity. Now, if Kirk Cousins goes and gets hurt, that's one thing, but the whole point of it is you didn't have to sign him to begin with for the money that you did that's guaranteed to begin with. So that was just incredibly puzzling.
He didn't know. Kirk Cousins did not know.
That was incredibly puzzling.
How do you not tell him?
You told him when you were drafting Michael Penix. I guess it was a very knee-jerk reaction. It clearly wasn't a planned-out reaction. Because if you were planning on doing that, you would have said beforehand, like, hey, we're going into the draft tonight, and we're going to draft a quarterback if somebody's there, when in reality they told him while they were already walking to the podium, basically. So it was shocking for everybody, and even for Arthur Blank it looked like, but man alive, you talk about a pick that you look back on in like a couple years and you just see where things stand, and this is going to be one of those like all-timers one way or the other potentially.
If they win Super Bowls with either one of the guys, it's probably not a bad pick.
No, of course not.
But the thing is that Kirk Cousins is at the end of his career. This is maybe not his last contract, because you might be able to squeeze another couple years out of it after this first 2 years of getting $100 million, but in the 2 years, you've already taken away a first-round pick that can help him. At 8, you could have drafted Roma Dunze. You could have drafted an offensive lineman. You could have drafted a cornerback, which you need desperately in Atlanta. You could have done any of those things, but you drafted a guy who, if everything goes according to plan A, won't take a snap this year.
Mm-hmm. Or next year. Or
next
the year after. And, here's the thing. He's not young either.
No, he's 24.
So they're talking about him being like, if he waits for, he's be 27 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was just so bizarre and out of complete nowhere. And I really don't think, if our quarterback gets hurt, we've got a good backup. So you spent a top 15 pick on a backup, for a guy after just signing the other guy to a massive guaranteed contract. That was just wild. And so
Kirk Cousins had the same thing happen, except the opposite when he was drafted the same year when RG3 was drafted.
The only person who sat on a bigger horseshoe than the Kansas City Chiefs was Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Honestly, I know he's upset, but dude, you're guaranteed $100 million and you're going to be the starting quarterback. So yeah, you're stunned and you're probably a little upset, but if you're not going to get beat out by Kirk Cousins, and if you do, still guaranteed $100 million. So, I don't think he loses in this situation either way. It's great security, but it still just feels so strange that they did that. It's almost like they had a lapse in reality or something, panicked or I don't know. It was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, unless they just fell in love with him even later than we did. Yeah.
They spoke about that. They did clearly, but still just to make that move when they did and how they did was interesting.
Cowboys traded back. Paul,